Welcome back to another episode of YouTube with the Boys. Another singular boy podcast. I promise I'll try to get them on soon. Everything's just been really busy for everybody as we're all getting back into school. But let's get into it. I'm sorry if you can hear some rain in the background. It's raining right now. But if you do hear it, maybe it'll just contribute to the atmosphere. So, we have a few things to talk about today. The first thing I want to talk about, let me give it a little bit of a preface first. I do not want to be a drama channel. My goal is not to, try to make beef out of nowhere, try to push conflicts forward, try to progress them. That is not what I want to do. However, I do think reacting to news is kind of entertaining. So I'm going to try to take generally non-biased approach to some things, but probably biased approach to others about some certain YouTube big news and stuff like that. However, I won't be doing it on rumors. I'll be trying to do it on stuff that actually happened. So that's a preface to this. Now, recently, I think it was around August 21st, Leafy got banned on YouTube. And for those who don't know, Leafy is a content creator on YouTube, or I guess it maybe was, who he did a lot of commentary videos on different people. So that's kind of like a lot of those kind of commentary drama videos is you talk about another creator and maybe some of their weak points and some of their scandals. And that's kind of what happens with commentary creators. Nothing that is against YouTube's guidelines. And basically he got banned for bullying and harassment. Now, a lot of these, his videos recently had to do a lot with Pokemon. Pokemon? I don't know. Apparently there's like a different way to pronounce it, but I'm just going to say Pokemon. Who's a very big Twitch streamer, big YouTuber. And I didn't watch Leafy. And I don't really watch Pokemon at all either. So I'm kind of sitting in the middle of here and just more talking about it from someone looking from the outside in. So here's what I'm thinking. Leafy made a lot of videos on Pokemon. And obviously, there is nothing wrong with making a commentary video that goes maybe after someone's content or maybe what someone did wrong, right? You feel free for anybody to make videos and say, "Well, this is why they're a bad creator." You're allowed to say that. I think that's perfectly valid. Now, Leafy did make a lot of videos on Pokemon to the point where a lot of his recent videos, if you just scroll down, most of them either had Pokemon in the title or she was in the thumbnail. Now, technically, there is nothing wrong with that, I think. Technically, you can continue to make a lot of videos on a person, in my opinion. I don't think there is anything wrong with that. I think that it's probably a dick move to do that. I mean, obviously, it's not going to make a person feel good to constantly have someone making videos about how bad they are and about, scandals that happened years ago. But I think you're technically allowed to do that. You're allowed to criticize people. And I don't think anything was wrong with that. After you get big enough, usually, and if you've made a few mistakes in the past, in this world, no matter how much you apologize for it, you're going to experience backlash, and it's never going to leave you. In the day and age of the internet, your mistakes, no matter how long ago they were, will never leave you. Even if you apologize for them, which I think she did recently. So I'll leave it at that. I think what I've seen from Leafy getting banned is that I tried to dig into it a little bit. I mean, I'm not like Slasher. I don't have a bunch of sources or anything. I'm just kind of going off what I see on Twitter, what I see people talking about, and all of that. And I've seen a few times that Leafy has made jokes, multiple jokes in recent times about, threats and pretty much threats. And it looks like a few of them concern guns. Now, I don't think it is ever right for a joke to consider a threat to anybody's life. I don't think that is ever something that's funny. And it is understandable why a company such as YouTube would see that, even if it's a small occurrence, and take action. Now, what I have seen is what happened with concerning Pokemon is there was a tweet, Leafy tweeted something, and then someone responded with "kill Pokemon," and then Leafy responded, "HDR with scope." I'm pretty sure, and that's just not funny. No matter who it is, a threat to someone's life concerning a gun, especially living in America, is never funny. And that is wrong, and action should be taken. And yes, concerning some people who are complaining and maybe taking Leafy's side, which I'm not really taking any side, except I do agree that that's wrong and threats should ever be a joke. There are some worse people on YouTube. There definitely are some people who make horrible jokes, are not great people, and probably should be banned. Now, I would think that Leafy was probably banned this early because YouTube wanted to make a statement, right? YouTube, he was so big that sometimes, you couldn't let it slide, really. And they'd probably been watching him because, he's successful enough that they're probably making him money, but I don't know, I wonder what it was, but there's most likely a line that he probably crossed that they didn't think it was okay with. They're like, this is the last straw, strike 3, you're out. And now, I heard this mentioned on the Offline TV podcast because it was interesting to get their opinion on it since they're friends with Pokemon. And they brought up the point that, a lot of people are complaining about free speech and all of that, and YouTube is a company. They can ban you for whatever reason they want. They technically don't need to give you a reason. You are releasing videos on their platform, they can just ban you. Now, should you get a reason? Yes. However, they don't need to let you have free speech. They can do whatever they want. And threatening someone is not allowed in free speech anyway. Just so you guys know. But, yeah, they're allowed to do that. Now, there is, like I said, other people they should ban, but he was big, and I think that there was harassment to it, and I think some of the threats and some of jokes like that probably crossed over the line, and he was banned. And I think that's all I can really say without getting into an area that's not my expertise, but I do think that YouTube made a valid decision. People liked Leafy because his content crossed the line a little. It went out there, he went after bigger creators, and he stayed edgy. Which I think people would admit they liked his content because he did that. Now, there's an art to not going too far. There's an art to, kind of edging that line. Now, he crossed it one too many times. And I think, like I said, with his size and with his influence, that they probably thought they had to do something. And that, I think, is an understandable choice. And I think that's how I'm going to say. Yes, I am probably going to use this as clickbait. I mean, that's what YouTube is. That's what social media is. Make videos clickable. Because technically I'm telling the truth of everything I think. But moving on from that, one creator that I did want to talk about today is Matthias. And specifically speaking, Matthias vlogs. So, for those who don't know, Matthias is the CEO of High Five Studios. And High Five Studios is a collection of multiple YouTube channels, a lot of them pretty big. You have Dope or Nope, which used to be named Only Matthias. That has 7 million subscribers. You have Get Good Gaming, which is around 1.7 million subscribers. He was a founder of Team Edge, another really popular channel, which has around 7 million subscribers. So basically, he just has created a lot of amazing channels. He also created Battle Universe, which recently got canceled, but that had a lot of subscribers too. Now, I find his content really interesting and intriguing, because I find that I relate a little bit with him a lot. Like, I like to see, what he's doing, and he speaks in a way that I find kind of like really interesting, and like I'm kind of compatible with his personality and vlog style. Like, I kind of see a little bit of myself in him, so I like his content. I'm also interested in business, so I'm kind of more interested in a lot of these business things that appear in his vlogs. Like, recently, honestly, he gets a little real, and he talks about how right now in his vlogs, like, the journey right now is to make High Five Studios profitable because of COVID, which is like a little real, but like in a good vlogs should have a little bit of realism in them. Like, people watch vlogs and stuff to see behind the scenes, to see like the real experience. Like, that's why vlogs became so successful. And that's interesting to watch and interesting to see. I think like those vlogs are just like really fun, and I really enjoy them. And they also, on the other side, they do a bit of skits as well. Like one time, like, but they'll do it in like an office style. So basically, they'll talk and they'll like play a scene or something. They'll like play a clip of the vlog, and then they'll record themselves reacting to it in a skit type way, like The Office would, and like they do in reality TV shows. There's like those one-on-ones on like a chair or a couch, and those make it kind of like funny, enjoyable, because you kind of get like, in some videos where like the editor pops in and says something. That's how it feels. And those are enjoyable. So what they do is they'll have like real vlog with the office skits kind of like popped in. But others, they'll do it like a full like skit. Like one time they did there's someone named Tanner at High Five Studios. You may have seen him on Dope or Nope before. So they had Tanner be addicted to like Bang energy drinks, and that was like a skit they did. Like, he wasn't actually addicted, but they like just placed them like all around like the studio and made a funny skit about it. He used to do, I think, a lot of more sketch-based comedy YouTube, but then he kind of moved away from that to boxing and to that channel went fully Dope or Nope. So you kind of get to see a bit of his roots there. But I would say I mainly watch it just to see like his day-to-day, like to see like what the schedule of someone is like who fully lives YouTube, which I think that would be the best future for this podcast of what I want to do. I want to be able to reveal the everyday life of a YouTuber and get some on. Again, hopefully that's a goal for the future, so hopefully we can do that. But yeah, I find it really interesting to see him go to different shoots, some of the production, gathering things here, making a business plan. And obviously, not all YouTube channels are a company. Obviously, a lot of the gamers, they're not setting up shoots and have production teams. But to see this kind of like fully running company that is based on YouTube, which is such a kind of new platform that you don't really see a lot of companies, with the exception of esports organizations, that kind of sit in that space. So it's really interesting to look into like a YouTube company and like kind of think of like, is this the future? You know, there are a few of them definitely out there that are more produced videos, but it's definitely interesting to look in and be like, I wonder like if this will be like every day in the future, like everybody will be working at a YouTube company. And it's just interesting to see that. I think he has a really good way of explaining stuff, and I enjoy to watch him vlog. And that's a creator I just, really enjoy. And I always want to bring up those people. Who else I want to talk about? I've been kind of getting back into Good Mythical Morning a little bit. I mean, I talked about Mythical Kitchen a few podcasts ago. If you haven't listened to that podcast, go listen now. So I talked about Mythical Kitchen a little bit, which, that all stemmed for Good Mythical Morning. And it's weird. Good Mythical Morning videos are very, like, hit or miss for me. Like, I like watching all their food videos. I guess you could say I really like the food stuff of Good Mythical Morning because they're so creative and stuff like that, and you never see stuff like that. But it doesn't even have to be stuff that, like, Chef Josh makes or Mythical Kitchen makes. The Good Mythical Morning tries. Like, one time they just tried and rated all the Pop-Tarts flavors, which, to me, that's just a kind of interesting, kooky video that I enjoy. And I'm just like, oh, that's like a fun video. Like, I'll watch that. But then there are other videos where I'll watch and I'll be like, that's not really like me. Like, whenever they play, like, the games or things where they're like, guess what happens after this photo? I'm like, I don't really want to watch that. Like, I could kind of go on a Reddit at home and look at stuff like that. So, I guess I enjoy more of, like, the stuff that you can't really see anywhere else. Like, I'm not going to buy 32 different flavors of Pop-Tarts. That's not something that's going to happen for me. But I can, like I said, go on a Reddit and look at photos that are moments before disaster. Like, that's something that I can do. Yeah. Now, I think I can understand why they need to change it up. Because, I mean, doing Will It videos, like, I was just clicking on one. Doing Will It videos like, Will It Milkshake, which I just clicked on, and other things like that, that's going to get really repetitive if you do it every weekday, which they do. You could understand how that could, after a while, add up to be, oh, I don't really want to do this anymore. Can we just try other stuff? But, I mean, as a viewer, that's what I probably enjoy, and I guess you still have the freedom to do that. So, that's what I really enjoy. So I recommend all their Will It videos. I feel like everybody has to watch Good Mythical Morning like just once. Like, everybody who's been on YouTube, I feel like has stumbled upon and like clicked on one of their videos once. I mean, they have been around for so long that they've been around the block. Like, you've seen them pop up and you're recommended at least once. You've had to. They're on, like, trending a lot. They're just a staple of the YouTube community. You can't really go onto YouTube without seeing a Good Mythical Morning video. Oh, another video that just reminded me of it. I like when they do a mashup menu taste. So what they do is they'll compare, like, two menus. I like a lot of the food things. Like, this is going to be a recurring theme. I like a lot of the food videos. So what they'll do is they'll take, like, two similar menus, like, two wing places, and then they'll compare, like, the dishes. Or I think they did IHOP and Denny's once, and they compared, like, Denny's pancakes to IHOP pancakes and, like, vice versa. And I think those are really interesting because, like, I like watching things, as you can tell, like, from, like, when I brought up, like, Michael Reeves and other things, of things I can't do. Like, I watch YouTube for the games I can't play and things I can't do. Like, I am not going to get both menu items from Denny's and IHOP. Like, that's not something that's really possible for me. However, I can go on a Reddit. I keep bringing up the same Reddit. I don't know. They just make a lot of those videos too. So that's the only example I can think of. So I look at YouTube for places that, like, things that I can't find on a regular basis that's not in my everyday life. Like, I understand, like, from, like, a different perspective than mine, like, makeup YouTubers. Now, everybody can do, like, every girl can put up, and guy can put on makeup, right? Everybody can do that, yet not everybody can put on makeup that well. Not everybody has such an expensive palette or such a wide palette. They're called palettes, right? Like, not everybody has that much stuff and, like, that skill. So that's why you're going to go and you're going to watch people do this. You're like, oh my God, I wish I could be that good. I wonder if I can. Similar to watching a gaming video. You watch gaming videos because, like, I mean, I'm not good enough to get a nuke in Call of Duty, but I can watch a bunch of YouTubers do it. Like, I can't hit that tomahawk shot across the map. I mean, I can try after this video, but I'm going to go to the video to watch these crazy things that I can't do. So I think that sometimes, unless you're really, really adding a lot to, like, content like reaction videos, you have to do it in a stand-up comedy way. Or else it's not really drawing any people in. Like, unless you do it in a stand-up comedy, like, you're just kind of cracking jokes here and there, making the viewer laugh, or like a sketch way, then I can just do that stuff at home, so why would I watch you do it, if you know what I mean? And I think some YouTubers fall into that trap sometimes, so you kind of gotta diversify and do different challenges that may be, like, a little dumb, that, like, people can't do at home. And that's, I think, a good way to be a variety YouTuber and stuff like that, and just do stuff that people can't do. Like another Good Mythical Morning example. Another food one. Jesus, I know. They have a lot of food episodes. That's not my fault. A lot of times they try different dishes from around the world and then throw darts at a dartboard at where they think it is. Now, I can't make or eat all those dishes around the world, so I'm going to watch them do it. That's the type of things. Or if you see pranks, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go through all this setup of doing this prank, but I'll watch someone else do it. It's all stuff like that. I feel like that's the way to be a variety YouTuber. And I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Thank you for listening to YouTube with the Boys. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.